All right, good morning. Welcome to your mobility session for the next between 10, 10 and 13, 14 minutes. And we'll start with the top down. Just some gentle movement and mobility. Do anything that you need to adjust. If you want to do these seated or standing, you can do that. I'll give options if you need anything specific. Feel free to use the chat. Otherwise, we'll get started here. So we're going to start with ear to shoulder, gently coming down to chin to chest. And moving other ear to shoulder. And then looking straight up. So very slow and controlled head circle. Pausing maybe a breath or so at each spot. Trying to relieve any tension through that head, neck, shoulder area. Through the traps and neck muscles. Check in on the breathing right now here. So really sending the breath into your rib cage, expanding and contracting. And then reverse direction. You can pause longer at any spot that you'd like. If there's one side or the other that feels more tense, you can pause and hold there. Trigger point. When you're ready, bring the head back up to neutral, and we'll move through your shoulders here. Just small circles, small shoulder circles. A few in each direction, and then we'll make these circles a little bit bigger, adding our elbows and arms. Reverse direction here. Letting your shoulder blades move with this. Sliding up, down, forward, and back. Loosening up all those small muscles of the rotator cuff and shoulder joint. All right, add your elbows. You can either do this both elbows at the same time, or you can kind of start to rotate through your mid to upper back. Starting to incorporate those core muscles on the side and back body. Reverse direction of those elbow circles. Starting to make them a little bit bigger. And then when you're ready, turn it into a full arm circle. You could do both at the same time or alternating, kind of like swimming. So everything from the waist down is really stable and stationary. From the waist up, we're gliding and moving through this rotation. Reverse direction if you haven't. And just do a few more. All right, arms at your side, kind of shake it out a little bit. There's a lot of arm and shoulder movement. We're gonna make our legs a little bit wider. And we're just gonna shift our weight left to right. This is more of a hip shift than a lateral squat, so we don't need to bend through the knee a lot here, so it's just a hip shift. Again, kind of moving through those smaller muscles of hip rotation, flexion, extension. And then you can make this bigger now, going all the way to the side, middle, and other side. And a little bit bigger stretch through the inner leg. Pushing your hips back behind you, kind of lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling. At the same time, bringing your upper body forward, hinging. Gently pushing the foot into the floor, kind of activating those outer leg muscles. There might be some popping, crackling, as long as it's not painful, not a big deal. Just kind of air moving through those joints. One more each way. Bring your feet back together. Arms overhead with an inhale. Exhale, side body stretch. Just one each side here. You can gently grab the wrist and gently pull over. Inhale back vertical. And switch sides, exhale. Back vertical, full body reach upwards. Exhale, release down. We're gonna move through your hips some more. I'm gonna grab just my squat rack here for stability. You can just use a wall or a chair or something like that. We're just gonna draw a circle with that knee. So the knee slightly bent, about 90 degrees. Pull it forward, around, and back. Drawing a circle with the knee. This is a standing hip cars, controlled articulated rotation. So we just want to move nice and slow with control through your range of motion. You don't have to force anything. If it's not as big as mine, that's totally fine. Just do what feels good for your hip. Switch direction if you haven't yet. Last one. And switch sides. These can also be done on the floor in a quadruped, so hands and knees. Other direction. And feet back on the floor. We're gonna do a little mini flow here, arms overhead. Exhale, pull your elbows down and back, lifting your chest with your exhale. Back vertical. Exhale, hands through heart center and gently go down into a forward fold. Bend, knees can bend as much as they need to. Let your head hang heavy. Let your arms hang heavy. Kind of like gravity. Decompress that upper spine through that neck. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Grab opposite elbows and just take a gentle sway. Feeling that nice stretch to the glutes, hamstrings, low back. While your upper body just kind of hangs. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Inhale to half lift. And pause here. So hands can be on the shins or upper legs. You should be at a horizontal or parallel. Upper body is parallel to the floor. Sending the crown of your head forward, finding length through your vertebrae, all the way down to your tailbone. We're reaching the tailbone and the top of our head towards the walls. Drawing the shoulders back and down. One more inhale to lengthen. Exhale back down to forward fold. Roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Back up to stand. We're gonna do that one more time, trying to go a little bit deeper into that each pose. Inhale overhead. Exhale, goalpost the arms with an exhale. Maybe a tiny back bend. Inhale vertical, reach it up. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Pause in here, so shake out your head, shoulders, arms. Hang heavy. Inhale to half lift, pause here. Find that core connection, stabilizing this position. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to forward fold. Pause here. Step your leg back into a low lunge. And you can use your front leg for support as you bring your upper body up for a nice hip flexor stretch. This will be our last one today. You can drop that back knee if needed. Shifting your weight forward for a stretch through the front of the hip of that back leg. If you want a little bit of a core stretch in there as well, bring that same arm up. Nice stretch and expansion through your side body. All right, bring your upper body forward, hands on the floor, step together.
And then over to your other side, big step back. When you're ready, bring it all the way up. Two more big breath in and out here. And when you're ready, hands to the floor, step together, round it up one vertebrae at a time. We'll do one more ear to shoulder, finding that head, neck, and shoulder area again. Chin to chest. Ear to shoulder. Lift the chin. And then smooth that out, full head circle. No more pauses, just kind of glide through that circle. And then reverse it, chin to chest. Ear to shoulder. Lift the chin. Ear to shoulder, and then smooth it out all the way around. All right, one final inhale overhead, full body stretch and lengthen. Exhale, on your way down, roll through your wrists, both directions. All right, that is it for mobility, and that is it for our meditation and mobility series. There is meditation right after this, of course. But if you have any questions about Target Fitness resources, I will be posting on Slack today as well, but we do have weekly mobility and meditation sessions going forward. And then we also have an on-demand library as well. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Have a good day.